Imagine a plate of perfectly cooked pasta, each strand separate and al dente, glistening with a rich, flavorful sauce. Picture the steam rising, carrying the tantalizing aroma of fresh ingredients, the sauce clinging to each piece just right. Imagine twirling that first forkful, the subtle resistance of the pasta against your teeth, the explosion of flavor as the sauce meets your tongue. Envision the satisfaction of knowing you've achieved this level of culinary perfection. Ready to create this culinary masterpiece? Let's dive into the process. First things first, gather your weapons of choice, the ingredients. The stars of the show are as follows: a hearty pasta of your liking, be it spaghetti, penne, or fusilli. Then, we need the supporting cast, a generous pinch of salt, enough water to comfortably swim our pasta, and an optional glug of olive oil. The latter adds a touch of luxury, but it's not essential. So whether you're a minimalist or a maximalist, we've got you covered. With ingredients at hand, it's time to get the pasta pot boiling. Now on to the art of boiling pasta. Yes, it's an art. The secret to perfect pasta isn't just in the sauce, it's in the boiling process too. First things first, water. You might think, it's just pasta, a little water will do. But here's the thing, pasta needs room to dance, to swirl, and to expand. So don't be stingy with the water. Fill up that pot. Next we add salt. You may ask, why salt? Well, salt is the key to unlocking the pasta's flavor. It's not about making the water salty, but about enhancing the pasta's natural taste. Now, here's a myth we need to bust. Oil in the pasta water. Many believe it stops the pasta from sticking together, but in reality, it only makes your pasta slippery, repelling the sauce later on. So let's skip the oil, shall we? When the water is at a rolling boil, it's time to introduce the pasta. Once it's in, don't forget to stir. This isn't just to prevent sticking, but also to ensure an even cook. And how do you know when it's done? The only way to be sure is to taste it. When it's tender but still has a slight bite, that's when you know you've hit the sweet spot. That's al dente. Remember, pasta waits for no one. The moment it's ready, drain it. Scene script. Drained and ready, it's time for the final act. The finishing touches. Here's where we turn our cooked pasta into a masterpiece. First up, there's a common misconception that pasta needs to be rinsed after boiling. But let's bust that myth right now. By doing so, you're washing away the precious starch that acts as a natural adhesive, helping our sauce to stick to the pasta. So let's skip the rinse and move straight to dressing our pasta. Now let's talk sauce. Whether it's a rich tomato base or a creamy Alfredo, the sauce is the soul of your pasta dish. And the secret to a great pasta dish is to add the sauce while the pasta is still hot. This way, the pasta absorbs the flavors of the sauce, making every bite a flavorful delight. But we're not done just yet. Depending on your recipe, you might want to toss in some additional ingredients. Think fresh basil for a margherita pasta, or crispy pancetta for a carbonara. Remember, these final touches can elevate your dish from delicious to divine. The last but crucial step is serving. A great pasta dish is best enjoyed fresh, so as soon as you've added those finishing touches, it's time to dig in. That's when the texture is at its best, and the flavors are at their peak. And there you have it, a plate of perfectly cooked pasta. Bon appetit! Let's quickly recap and share some tips for that perfect pasta every time. Our journey began with envisioning the perfect pasta, and then gathering all the right ingredients. Remember, quality matters. Fresh pasta, ripe tomatoes, and authentic Parmigiano Reggiano can elevate your dish to a whole new level. The art of boiling pasta comes next. The golden rules are simple. Use a pot that's big enough to allow the pasta to swim freely, and salt the water generously. It should taste like the sea. This seasons your pasta from the inside out. Don't forget, pasta waits for no one. Cook it al dente to the tooth for that perfect bite. And resist the urge to rinse your pasta. You'll wash away the starch that helps the sauce cling to each strand. Remember these tips, and you'll master the art of pasta cooking in no time. Happy cooking!